Live. It's 11 a.m. Eastern time, 7 days a week. I love showing up because you guys are showing up in bigger numbers. And more importantly, I'm hearing success stories. So that's just more than gratifying. Today's topic, supercharging your LinkedIn success strategy. I know everybody's trying to get off to a fast start in 2023. This could enable you. So stay tuned. Feel free to promote yourself. Chat's open. I'd love to hear from you, even if it's just who you are, where you're from. I'm trying to build networking and added value for everybody who attends. So it's not just knowledge share, which I think is vital and important, but it is networking, and that's what it's all about. LinkedIn is a people professional network. People are where it's at, and that's really to launch our topic today, supercharging your LinkedIn success strategy. Let me kind of go over the elements that are so vital to putting together a comprehensive strategy. So with that said, choose aligned individuals. Choose individuals like yourself. Choose somebody who, if you were to connect with them, you'd be happy to have a phone call with them. If they're aligned, naturally they're a benefit to what you're doing because you're doing about the same thing. Okay, we've got Joseph here, the founder and director of Children God Mission in Sierra Leone. Well, welcome, Joseph. Great to have you watching live from Sierra Leone, West Africa. That is so cool to be able to touch so many people in so many different places who are focused on the same thing, which I would think is personal, professional success. You choose what you want to accomplish. This is your opportunity. It's really a reinvention opportunity. And in some cases, this is everything that's led to this is where you are. Your decision on how you go forward, where you go, and who you go with is going to determine how well you get there and how well you enjoy the ride. So choose aligned individuals. Build with active people. If you want something done right, give it to a busy person, is what people say. If they're not active now, when will they be? And if they're not active for themselves, when would they be active for you? I mean, some things are just glaringly simple and visual. And those are the clues you got to pick up on your own. But if they're not active, if they're not out there, and actually go beyond active to proactive, taking the initiative, lay the foundation for future interactions. Everybody should know what the next step is. If I look at what people do on LinkedIn when they do it right, it's really about sampling, over-serving, sharing things have great value but are not appreciated. So you take the initiative to sample. If the sample has real value, the people are going to help you help them some more by wanting to get bigger amounts of value in shorter amounts of time and hopefully in a more personalized manner. How do you get people's attention? Well, do for them what you're expecting or wanting them to do for you, which is promote their content, reach out to them, share your insights about what they do and why you are following them and supporting them. You'll rise right to the top of the list. See what happens to you every day and who distinguishes and differentiates themselves based on how much better they respond and contribute. Promote connections. Tag them. I tag over 100 people a day. And there's multiple reasons, and that should be a part of your overall success strategy that could really get you some audience reach, amplification. I mean, it's just so cool because LinkedIn follows traffic. If you have some, they can increase yours. If you don't, they don't. It's just the way it works. You got to get the fire burning. You got to compete with everybody for audience because content without audience is nothing and audience without content is nothing. Cynthia's here. Great to see you, Cynthia. I always have an issue, but it's not because of Cynthia. It's because of my ability to pronounce Cynthia. I did it. Finally, I'm in. Good morning, Don. Good morning to you. Cynthia's a regular. We have so many regulars now. I'm so honored and appreciate their support, because that is what I depend on for direction, based on what content people want to hear, not what I think they want to hear. Begin the conversations. I mean, if you were at a cocktail party or a dinner party, you would be, if you wanted to make friends, connections, you'd be working the room, right? You'd be checking out who's who, what's what, where do you want to go? Who do you want to talk to? What do you feel like accomplishing? I mean, it's a plan, but I wouldn't go to a party, get all dressed up and excited, and sit there by myself and then go home. I could have done that at home. Cynthia says it's a tongue twister. It sure is. I'm proving that every day. So moving on, another big thing is collaboration. You got to work with people. This is 10 times of a lifetime opportunity, LinkedIn. And you can't cover it yourself. And even if you could, from a physical or a thoughtful way, it's lonely, it's long, it's so easy to be your own worst enemy, bully yourself, expect things that aren't realistic because you don't have context. When you get around other people, you start seeing what they're, start seeing what they're doing, start hearing what they're doing, and pretty soon you put your thing into, it's relative, and say, hey, yeah, I'm no better or worse than they are at this point, and they're excited, right? The key is keeping that attitude positive, keeping excited, and again, that's collaboration. Who are you with? What are they allowing you to do that you wouldn't have done or couldn't have done without them? Put the pieces together with the people, then put the pieces together with the strategy, and then put both of those pieces together in action and wear it down. Take it out to the track, make it work, right? I mean, because this could be the launching pad and the way to break through most people's plateaus into open field. It's doing it for me. I'm getting my calendar populated. The longer I sleep, the more appointments I get. Because I'm reaching out and pulling and attracting aligned people through these LinkedIn Lives. I've been doing this every day for 7 months. I don't think I'll ever stop. Other keys now to your strategy, and these are more attributes. Relevancy. Everything you need to do has to be relevant. You're asking people's time, thought, and sometimes investment. And what do you have in return? What do you give your time, thought, and investment in return for? Well, measure that about what you're providing. You got to overserve. When people are given 2, give 3. First of all, give you some area for judgment and impress. Don't do enough. If you do barely enough, you're going to get barely enough. Here's Cynthia. Thanks so much for contributing. You call me Cindy, my friend. Well, that'll save me from saying your name 3 times until I get it right, but I appreciate it. I know it's all in jest. I have a question for you. I'm a bit overwhelmed with all the information, coaching, videos. What do you recommend to keep myself on track and get the most out of everything? A journal, a whiteboard? Well, that's a great question, Cindy. And to address that, it's really about doing little things right over time. So the key is figure out where you are, what you have, what you want to do. It's just simple things, and a journal probably might help. And then say, okay, what do I do better today? Even if it's a little bit. Sometimes it's an emoji, right? I'm updating all kinds of things all the time. And, that's so vital because people don't want to come back for the same old, I believe this show has legs, and can move based on today, what I thought about last night, what I did today. This is almost like reality TV. And that's what I'm hoping everybody can use this as an opportunity, is to share their thoughts, share their questions. I learn when other people are asking questions, and even I learn even more when other people ask questions and the people in the group answer them. Right? I just want to facilitate, get the ball on the field, and then whoever kicks it, that's where it goes, and that's where it should go. Moving on, time efficiency. That is so critical. Your investment here, initially at least, is here's another comment: work with a buddy, keep each other accountable, and start small. So smart, and that's so relative, because not only do little things done right over time compound, little things can be done easily. Christine's back today. Great to have you, Christine. You show up as a LinkedIn user, but now I know the LinkedIn user is you. That is so important, to keep showing up, to keep using this as a workout studio for LinkedIn. Get your motivation, get your inspiration, get your entertainment, get your education, and then build your networking. And I guess that would answer your question, Cindy, is whatever is in front of you, that's what you work with. There's a other element which is so important I want to cover, and this is really a compressed area, but it's all about taking what you have in front of you, working with it. You have all these people who have exposed themselves in a really great way from a standpoint of promotion and stepping out of the shadows. Those are the people you start with. The other people you start with, and again, we're talking today, we're talking reality, we're talking real time, real conversation, real people now, which is head and shoulders away from what you're doing when you're just laying a post down with a great thought that's now mingled between 830 million people and gets recognized for about a second, like a bubble that just evaporates, versus LinkedIn Live. This is legacy stuff. This stuff will be played so much more than it is in live and continue to benefit for years to come. This stays, this sticks. Don't know exactly why, but I'm glad you're here. Getting to the next level, and there's so many, and it gets so rich, and really, yeah, Shiny's great. And now we've got all this contingent from Massachusetts, which is a great state. I visited many times, did business out there in Boston. Thank you so much for joining. Value add. How much value do you have? If you looked in your wallet or your and said, how much money do I have, or how much credit do I have? Well, how much value do you have to give? What's already baked, boxed, tied with a great ribbon, ready to go away? Oh, look at Chinese here. This is great. The best of the best. I hope everybody connects with all these wonderful people, because, for just watching and listening, you can get 6, 7 connections. And that's all it takes. And from those 6 or 7, it grows. 5 to get 5 to get 5, you get 125 people. If you only get 5 who can duplicate what you're doing. Oh, wow, I got everybody here from Boston. Might have to move. Thanks, Cindy. And I think that's key, is you are so much better and have so much more capability than you've ever been able to leverage. In most cases, it's because you found yourself in a situation that you never planned for. Got out of school, got a job, knew a friend, got a job, started a business, whatever it is. That was then. That was for who you were then, the situations you were in then. Now is a brand new day, a brand new year. It's a day and a year of reinvention. Dust yourself off, find the best of what you have, and you really don't have to keep adding more to it. Just keep polishing it. Niches are riches on LinkedIn. You don't want to be a generalist because there's no way you can absorb 830 million people. Go for one at a time. That's all you're going to get anyways. And once you get one, make the decision on the second one. But know where you're taking them, right? Know when you pick them up, it's like, here's where we're going, and this is how it's going to be, and it's going to be great, and you're going to do wonderful, and we're going to do wonderful. That's what it's about. Half of it is empathetic support. People want to know they're okay, it's going to be okay, and you've been through it, and it's like, this is how it works, right? So really, the value add is important. I always try to give a lot more upfront for, a shorter period of time. See, that's the answer. Some people give a little and never ends. And when you add it up, it's a lot and nothing happened. Okay, we got a gentleman or a lady, I can't tell, but a gentleman from India. I got useful tips today. Well, great. This could change the world one tip at a time. And it doesn't have to be mine. And I hope it isn't, because as smart as you are yesterday, that's about as smart as you're going to be today, plus maybe a little bit. So what that says is you can't be a Shakespeare if you never were. If you think this is the best strategy today, it's not going to change tomorrow, or yesterday's strategy wasn't that good if it wasn't meant to last. Okay, we've got Helen here. Helen's in the house. Happy Three Kings Day in the 2023 and the new year for me. Unpack together that via free go. Okay. Well, Helen's always promoting, and it's great to see you, Helen. Thanks for coming on the air. I hope you come away with some great tips, and I'm always looking to see what tips everybody has to offer. Here we go. Shiny and make a few connections every day. I comment a message. Folks are so willing to have a conversation about their journey and how we can help each other. Shiny hit it so right on the nose, because how you are at the grocery store, how you are with friends, that's how you should be here. Too many people are trying to figure out how to change. They just need to optimize the time they spend here and the time they require from other people here. And everybody wants a friend. Everybody needs a sincere, authentic compliment, and it shows you care. I mean, as soon as I notice something, I share something, because if it impressed me, then it made an impression from them, and they should know that, because that's feedback. Remember, there's no failure, only feedback. You learn from something, or you earn, or both, but you never fail unless you quit. Here we go. Christine says community online and real life, like the kids say, is so important. Being social is good for your mental and physical and financial health. Couldn't have said it better. I think what people have to appreciate is people are like elevator buttons, right? Some take you up, some take you down, and everything ripples. The question you got to ask yourself, and ask yourself questions while you're doing things, right? When you're driving, you question things. Where do you turn? What lane do you go in? I mean, you're active because you have to be. No different here. You're driving the LinkedIn car, okay? If you are just intended to give every day and give in the biggest quantities to the greatest amount of people with the least amount of time or effort, that's it, right? Feed everyone, nourish everyone, make everybody stronger because of what you were able to do with them and for them. Don't try to make money off of people. Help people get to where you can start working together. I'll tell you a quick story. In my previous business, I was huge on Amazon and Walmart.com. One of the big, actually at one time, the biggest. And, you know, I was listing up to 800,000 products a day. And the key was always keep giving more value before you had to, because eventually you would. Why not get there first? Why not get the full benefit while other people are waiting? You know, and the same thing on LinkedIn. Look at how many people can you serve. Look in your pantry. Say, how much can I cook up today, and who do I want to present? I mean, look at it almost like, I keep coming up with these examples. But let's say a new person moved next door and you wanted to make an impression, right? So most people traditionally would bake a cake or buy a cake or brownies and bring them next door and present them and welcome to the neighborhood. Well, let's say you have 20, 30 people, if that. I'm working probably with 10 that are really close at any one time. So all I got to do is really cater to those 10. Find out what I can do that I can help them get beyond where they're at, or show them some appreciation or gratitude or whatever you want to call it. Here's an example. Someone delivers cupcakes to you every Friday with a nice note because of something you said or did. And after 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to have to thank them. If you don't thank them, the cupcakes are going to stop, and they're going to learn they're going to replace you. Or you can accept them and want to reward them in some way, which would be a nice compliment, if nothing else, and it'll keep it going. But they're greasing the wheels. They're moving things forward, and they're in a discipline now of cooking up stuff for people out there who aren't used to getting it in that way, and that makes you special. You want to elevate. You don't want to compete, with the mob. You want to get away from them. LinkedIn Live's a great thing. I got a program on doncohenconsulting.com. But anyways, that's really covered a lot of bases. You can see had all kinds of 15 bullet points I wanted to cover. I'm trying to make it more efficient all the time. I just got the ticker going this morning. I'm just finding new ways, got better lighting. So, I love doing this. It gets my day going, and it also allows people to get to know you. And that's why you should really get on the screen. I got to, take my hat off to Helen and Shiny and Christine and Cynthia. And I'll just continue, who have really made this show more interactive, have participated. But here's the thing. Cynthia says, what can I do, to improve, my success? This is going to get watched by 200 people after this post. It's going to get tagged to 100 people. If you don't want to be the best kept secret on LinkedIn, get out there on the stage, present yourself, audition, and that will add to whatever you do. And then here's what you can look at this program. If this is a 30-minute show, which typically it runs 20 to 40 minutes, what did you achieve in 30 minutes? And all you got to do is put down 5 things. Learned, what did you learn? Who did you meet? What did you do? And was it worth the 30 minutes? If it is, keep investing in that. Redirect some time and attention from something that isn't working, or something that's worked out and there's nothing left. The well's dry. Dedicate yourself to this and share this with others, because not only will it help the broadcast and help the numbers and help me, but there'll be more knowledge share. There'll be more networking. You want to expand the pool. You want to go to the lifeboat, not from the big boat that's scrumming and it's what it is to be. Get with 15, 20, 30 like-minded people and really go to it. And that is an either and strategy. So if you like what you're doing and you're happy, don't change it. Add to it. And once you add to it, then you can compare to it, and then you can make decisions as to continually investing. Uh, Cynthia says auditioning. Uh, it is. And that's a nice emoji. And it's how you visualize it and then how you visualize and communicate it. Sharing a vision is a way to get people to see something they might not have seen and follow something and support something, and then it becomes significant. When I was doing all that e-commerce business, I started with one item. I didn't get to all those items at once. I had to build systems and I had to hire people, but it was huge. LinkedIn can be even bigger because you can't commoditize people, and there's so many people on LinkedIn that need help, and most of them don't even know how much and what help it is. And the only help I would suggest is self-help. Go to Google. That's my strategy. Something new on LinkedIn, Google, YouTube. In 20 minutes, I'm conversational. If you got a question you're asking yourself too long, it's been too long, you've been asking it to yourself. Share it with others. Put it out there. This is what this show is for. Is like, hey, I just got caught up in this. I don't know how to do that. Or I had a great experience. I knocked it out of the park. There's only 3 things you can do on LinkedIn as far as posting and content: inspiring, educating, and entertaining, or a combination of the 3. And it's got to be client-facing value, and that's what it's all about. Proactive, relevant, move with people, share, givers get. So anyways, this has been a great show. Unless there's some other comments or thoughts out there, I want to thank everybody again. I'll leave you with a saying. The definition of a big shot is a little shot that keeps shooting. And that's what everybody should be doing. Little things done right over time, compound. And before you know it, it's like a snowball going up a hill. On the way up, you don't think it's going to get there. On the way down, you can't stop it. You want to get on the other side of the hill. Thank you, Cynthia, for your support. Excuse me. And all your insights. You definitely are a giver. Thank you again. Anybody else? I'm here as long as people want me to be here. Okay, here's an interesting. Okay, here's a. I won't. I value your percivity. Create audience, make content for them. So true. One thing I want to share about that, thank you for bringing it up, is too many people think about content, and content should only be about what you're thinking. So don't think to do something when you're already thinking of something. Make your content what you're thinking, stay authentic, stay honest, respect people. Respect goes a long way, since there's a lack of it in a lot of ways on LinkedIn and any social network. Collaboration, so true. Share knowledge, adapt with new updates, make use of live session to engage your show up, be active. You condensed it in such a beautiful way. Thank you so much. Hopefully people now can see it in 6 bullet points. Here's Helen, Shiny James. Do you see my post? I serve. Okay. Well, that's great. So Helen's taken the initiative, proving what we're talking about. The reach out. And these are the people who are where you are right now, doing what you're doing right now. You can't get more aligned with that. You can't get more real time than that. So put yourself out there. It's better. Here's another thing that I should have added. Work with people you know, not strangers. So not only active people, but known people. Why would you go out and reach out to somebody you never met, no one reached out to you, and all of a sudden think you're going to build on something where you have so many people already? You know, when I got to 25,000 connections, and I went from 5,000 to 25 in 4 months, I had a gentleman write me, I've got 5,000, I can't wait to get to 25,000. And I said, well, if you're not doing them with 5, what are you going to do with the extra 20? If you got 200 connections, work with them, or decide I won't be getting these type of connections because I can't work with them. I don't have any opportunity, but that should be something you'll learn, and then you take and be proactive. Okay. Thank you, Donald. Call me. Great. Helen is sure out there. It's so true. Let's connect. Yeah, I think this is great. I'm talking to everybody that I can from these LinkedIn Lives. I'm promoting everybody. Anybody who does comment and show up on the program is going to get tagged. So now your visibility is going to continue to increase based on your desire to have visibility. On and on. Christine, so true. Okay, well, it looks like, this has been great. It seems like it grows every day. I'm getting a little smarter every day. And there's something to doing something every day because you get a rhythm. You just remember yesterday a lot quicker. Okay, we got another comment from Helen. You speak the language of my, let's connect. I connect with people I meet in here. I'm not wanting followers. I want diverse co-leaders. So relevant and to the point. Cynthia, thank you so much for that, Don. My pleasure. I'll be back here tomorrow, 11 a.m. I'm doing this 7 days a week. And actually, to be honest with you, and I always am, is weekends are better than weekdays, either because there's not that many people doing LinkedIn Lives or because people have a little more time on their hands, but whatever it is, and it's a different kind of conversation. So ultimately, I want my portion of the conversation to become smaller and smaller and just facilitate interaction, networking, and great conversation and knowledge share, along with community and empathetic support. So that's a tall order, but if one can achieve it, one can really separate from the crowd. So together we can do it. If you'd like to do something in return, share this video with somebody. It'll post right after I conclude. Hit the share button. It takes like 10 seconds, or comment. That helps too. And really get involved. There's no reason to be on the sidelines when the field is so open to opportunity. Poonam's here every day. Okay, we've got some action here. My pleasure, Helen. Great. See, look at that. We started this at 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock my time. I'm out in the mountains in Denver. And look at what's happened already. Magic, right? And who knows what will happen from this. You never know what you don't know. And if you don't know what it is, you don't know what it isn't. So anyways, take all this wonderful knowledge, take all these great people, put them all together, and make whatever you have bigger, better, faster, and of more value every day. Keep building those bank accounts, all those goodwill deposits you're making for other people. Wouldn't it be cool if somebody sent you a deposit slip every week and said, here's $100 I put in your account because I just think you're great? You would be flabbergasted. People can spend $100 for dinner and forget what they ate the night before. But if someone did that for you, or even $10, if someone sent you a gift card, what's it worth based on what the perception of what it's worth? Well, we've got some connection and conversation here between Poonam and Cindy. I picked up a new name today. That's been great. See how instructive some of this can be? So anyways, I know everybody's got important things to do, hopefully. Take what you've got, apply it to what you're doing, share with what happened next time you attend the broadcast, and share the video with people and try to help other people. You know, that's the key. 5 to get 5 to get 5. It could happen. You know, there could be 1,500 people on this broadcast in a few weeks if everybody was to really get behind it and support it. And, you know, the other key is you're going to get value just from association and third-party validation. So you got to really add up all the little things that people take for granted or aren't aware of, add it to all the value you're giving in return and all the value you're getting, and you're on a roll. So thank you again. Last questions? I'll wait a few seconds, or comments. And if not, we'll say hello tomorrow. Okay, thank you again. Bye for now. Have a wonderful day.